Hello my friends and welcome back to Factorio. This is episode 7. Check out the earlier ones if you haven't seen them already. In the previous episode we built another train station. Let's look at the map. This is our initial train station at the base, and this is delivering crude oil, and we've got our refinery there. But to build all the gubbins we need to build a rocket to escape the planet, and we built this other train station up here because we're going to need more resources, because our existing iron ore, copper ore, coal and stone to a degree will all run out. The deposits where you start are often lower than the remote ones further afield. So what we did in the last episode is we completed this station, and we set up a mining operation over here on this copper ore here. So we've got lots of miners there filling up boxes, and we've got a train at this station. This is our copper train, and as you can see, this isn't moving at the moment because this is full. The output from there feeding back into our base down here and across, and down into our existing, bypassing our existing mine, but then going into the smelting array here. So we're just reusing the existing smelting arrays and feeding in. Now we are starting to run low on iron ore, so I thought the next priority would be to get this lane set up, this train with, and this is destined to be a if I switch the icons on, this is destined to be a train that brings in iron ore from further afield. So on our map here we've got a nice big iron ore deposit up there, and in fact if I zoom further out the explored area, that's the only other one I think I've seen. Oh well, we do have one here which is feeding part of the base. Sorry, forgot about that. Long time since I've come back to this. But for our northern supply, this is where we need more. Let's see. So, but these trains, before we do that, these trains are going to have one eventually on each of these tracks, feeding copper, iron, coal and stone. And over here we've got a lane put aside for a refueling. It's a refuel drop off, the north station, so the northerly station of the base. And where I started, where you found me at the start of this video, this is our refueling train. I've just placed this down, and we already had this supply of solid fuel coming in, and that's feeding into both to refuel this actual train itself. If we click on its properties, you can see its fuel is fully based on 150 units of solid fuel, which gives it a great acceleration and top speed over and above, say, the basics like coal and wood. This iron plate feed, by the way, will come into play later once we get uranium processing coming up. I'll come back to that at a future video, I think. Anyway, so for now we've got this going, and to come back to character control, that's now full, ready to distribute. This train, this ghost of a train, and this station is much further afield. It's a military train with artillery wagons, big mobile cannon. We don't need that yet. We haven't encountered any enemies. But I've started building, we want this refueler train to come out of this base station here and get up to that northerly station. So if I go down here, you can see I've started building this track, and it's coming, this train over here is going to come down here. The idea anyway, solid fuel here, it's going to come down this lane, and then I've just built this intersection so it can get onto this lane here, and then here up here, and this will further afield we've got a stone deposit there, so we could continue this line for that, assuming we've taken out this enemy biter nest at the time, of course, but we're far enough away so as not to provoke them at the moment. Anyway, so I've been to the base and I've gathered some more resources. We've got our nanobots engaged now, and we're going to carry on this track. So we've got bits missing. I ran out just before you join me here. Here we go, they're building from my inventory the pieces they need, and I've got this blueprint which just helps me expedite the process. And I'm overlapping, is that right? Overlapping the current pylon which lines up so I don't get duplicate pylons, hopefully, right next to each other. So if we just look on the map quickly, zoom out a bit further, this is where we're going to liaise with. So we're going to sort of come across here and down, or from this perspective, up and across. So let's plonk that down, get back to our character. We're on our line, we just need to carefully line these up once we get in range. I went too far, out of the range of the nanobots. And where the bots encounter a build instruction, if I was to build there, you see the red, that means there's a rock in the way. Basically they will get rid of the rock and put that stone in my inventory before placing the track. They'll do the same if there are trees in the way. If there are cliffs, that's quite a distinct entity, and we can't deal with cliffs yet. We need cliff explosives if we want to tackle those, and now we haven't got the materials to even build those, so I've gone too far, haven't I? So I'm going to get this deconstruction facility and just take about this much off, and the bots will claim that back. And then really I want to come across from this existing array here of track. So we'll just overlap with the train tracks on the left with till it goes blue, and then we get a nice clean transition of track, like so. Let's go further this way. And then with this one we can go beyond, because the important bit is we want to build an intersection here to join these tracks up. So I'm not necessarily going to go all the way across, perhaps to there, and then I've got my intersection blueprint, and we should be able to join that up nicely there. Just got to be careful, wary of this sort of thing, and make sure we've got electricity flowing. So we've got all that. Now we've got this flashing alternate colours because we've basically got, if I hover over them, it doesn't know what it's meant to be controlling. So that's a surplus one. We'll just look for more. Should all be green at the moment, that's good. Got these chain link ones which sort of give you foreknowledge of what's ahead on that line. Right, so if we now head towards the other station here. Bit dangerous here, walking along the track, isn't it? No train running here at the moment. I know that much. So, yeah, so train ideally will come along. Let's see, this is an outbound track, isn't it? Yeah, I'll come along this outside lane. Let's follow it along. Oh yeah, but I picked up some lights before, so it's now illuminating at night, you see? Remember those Honda adverts, the power of dreams, where the lights would only activate as you came near and went off as you walked away? Same principle, these lights are not quite like that, but they switch on at night. They do take a minor amount of electricity each. Of course, we've got to monitor that, keep that under control. We had a power cut in an earlier episode to deal with, the 5th one I believe. So yeah, train's going to come out along here. If all these stations are busy, it's going to use one of these parking bays to hold position until the intended station. And I want this train to come along to here, so I'm going to just copy the sort of design of these, put a light there. Now this train is short and its station is down here, so I've called that the again the North Station Refuel Drop-Off. Nice concise name. So the train should come to here, and what we've got going on here is the feed across from this train to all the other trains. So they've each got a bit of underground tunnelling going on to get past the output tunnel conveyor belts, and it'll come along, enter this tunnel, go to there, straight into this underground to then carry on to there, but intervening there is the occasional pickup to put into this box to feed this train, and so it goes and repeats along the way, yeah? Right to the end. A little kink there because for some reason that one is out of alignment with the other stations this end, when you see it kinks around there to get back in line, but that's fine. So what we might do is, can I bring up the train list? Solid fuel distribution, that's this train. Now if I click on the train, we haven't got nuclear iron. That's the iron plates I mentioned for nuclear purposes later on. And that wants nuclear fuel as well. So we'll keep its conditions on arrival. We want it to basically unload, or if the loading boxes are already full at the target site, it'll wait for 5 seconds of inactivity, can't load anymore, unload anymore, so it's going to then come back to the base solid fuel distribution. We want to change this to, so we want 5 seconds of inactivity, add station, so we've got North Station Refuel Drop-Off, add that condition of, not that one, inactivity for 5 seconds, that's its default, that's good. Now let's just watch on here and see if it can lay a path. If I now put it onto automatic, see it's now waiting, it's full already, I've had it sat there for a while to fill up. It's waiting at this station here, and in 15 seconds or so it's going to have passed this condition, and then it should set off for this one, and we should see a sort of an orangey red line, yellow and red outline route set. So it should come up this outer lane like so. Yeah, that's a good sign. It means it has a clear path to the target site. So we'll see it whizzing along there. We'll close this, we'll get back to our character and see it arrive, and then we'll stop the train when it arrives, set it back to manual, because I want now to, with this in position, I want to grab the stuff off it. Now I don't want to grab the iron plates, I just want to grab the solid fuel. So I want these filter inserters, which take off in this direction from here. We'll have a couple, maybe 3. Faster we unload them the better. And we'll have therefore 3 boxes as a temporary store, and then we'll output from the box to, we'll set up a belt. And that's onto our channel towards the other train stations, okay? So we don't have power, let's bring the power across. and we want to set our filter. I'll just do this manually, and we should start to see it happen. So our whitelist is going to be solid fuel. Now you see that one, and onto the belt. And let's follow this along as an example. It's loading the box, but some are getting through. There we go. And some should get through here to our next train along. Have I done that one wrong? Just make sure these are it's just not enough for getting through at the moment. Yeah, so when these boxes fill up, then there's enough for them to take from. Should see that in a moment. 100, if you see on the right there, over there, when I hover over the box, it's got 128. 150 is its limit, so we should start seeing the second grabber, or it not grab them rather. It's passing through on the conveyor belt now. There we go. So I'm getting and refueling our iron ore train, which was timely. I'm just out of range, but you can see there it has some coal left over, the initial coal I set it going with. We didn't have solid fuel production at the time, so we start with coal I'd already gathered up. So let's just get these although we can shift and right click on that one to copy its properties, paste to that one, paste to that one. This is empty at the moment. We can set that back to automatic, but I might just hop on to get a ride. These will grab if there's anything in the box. So I'll grab it on our train, jump on, and we'll set it back to automatic. It's inactive at the moment, so we should see, and it's gone night time. Should we have headlights? Yes, we do. We see the signals changing as the train passes each one. It's quite fast. I'll zoom out a bit so it's not so hard to watch. You can see its speed over there on the right, 272 kilometers per hour. It's a little whippet. It's a light train, having only one carriage. We'll jump out and we'll let it carry on its automated routine. Later, when we get the nuclear power station, wherever that's going to be, we'll add a station for distribution of fuel again up there, because we tend to leave trains that ferry stuff about up there, you know, in that remote location, so we have to bring the fuel to them. But like I say, it's fast and the fuel lasts well on a train, so we shouldn't have to worry about that again. There it goes. That's good. So there we are, guys. That's fuel distribution set up. That's just a brief video just covering off that aspect. If you enjoyed this, please give it a like, share with your friends, comment down below. Subscribe if you're not already, but if you are, just make sure you've got that notification bell enabled so you get a bulletin whenever I post new content. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you on the next video.